10 News Tonight. A rare tornado rips through downtown Atlanta.
And a crane collapses in Midtown Manhattan.
Good evening. Welcome to 10 News Tonight, your connection to Oswego and beyond. I'm Deshaun St. Mark.
And I'm Kayla Valvo.
Midtown Manhattan was rocked on Saturday with what some thought was an earthquake. A crane collapsed at a construction site, killing 4 construction workers.
The accident happened when a piece of steel fell, cutting a tie holding the crane to a skyscraper. The crane damaged 6 nearby buildings, including an 18-story residential building across the street from the construction site.
A dozen other buildings in the area were evacuated, according to Mayor Bloomberg. In addition to the 4 dead, 3 are missing and 24 were injured. City officials inspected the crane Friday and found no violations.
A rare tornado left a path of destruction through downtown Atlanta on Saturday. Atlanta Mayor Shirley Franklin and Georgia Governor declared a state of emergency for the Atlanta area. Utility and cleanup crews worked Saturday to clear streets and restore power to traffic lights. Land Rothfuss of the National Weather Service rated the storm an EF2, meaning that it had winds up to 130 miles per hour. So far, there are only 3 reported deaths.
An Air Force pilot was killed on Friday when his F-16C fighter jet crashed during combat training. The accident happened in western Arizona, about 80 miles northwest of Phoenix. Rescuers could reach the site only by helicopter and arrived at daybreak on Saturday. The pilot's parachute and some gear was found about 150 feet from the impact crater. Rescuers confirmed that the pilot had died in the crash. The pilot's identity has yet to be released. Welcome back. Here are some of the top stories around Oswego and central New York. Oswego police said on Friday that the Route 104 bridge over the Oswego River will be closing on Tuesday, April 1st for reconstruction. The projected finish date for the project is either November or December. Oswego Police Chief Michael Dem said that his department would begin instituting some traffic changes so those living in the city of Oswego will have a chance to familiarize themselves with the detour route prior to the closing. Police say in preparation for the upcoming project, they would have an officer at either end of the Utica Street Bridge Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Thanks for that, Deshaun. And now here's a look at what's happening around New York State. The Stewart shop in Troy was a bit shook up overnight. Police say when they got there, they found a 2003 Honda sedan had driven 3/4 of the way through the store. Police are still trying to figure out what happened, but say the car was parked outside while the owner, Patricia Manning, was inside the building. Later, when she was backing out of the parking space, Manning crashed into another car and then pulled forward, driving through a plate glass window of the store. Manning was charged with DWI. 3 people in the shop were injured.
Lieutenant Governor David Paterson will be sworn in on Monday as New York State's 55th governor, just 1 week after the embarrassing prostitution scandal surrounding Governor Eliot Spitzer was revealed. Paterson will be the state's first black governor and first legally blind chief executive to serve more than a few days. Spitzer's 2006 campaign promise that everything would change ended last week when he announced his resignation after it was said that he allegedly spent tens of thousands of dollars on prostitutes.
The skyscraper under construction where the crane collapsed in New York City had 9 building violations against the property. All severity A reports indicate. A few of them include failure to have site safety manager present as required, failure to safeguard public property affected by the construction operation, failure to perform adequate housekeeping, and unsafe storage of materials at the edge of the building. So here's a look at what's going on around the U.S.
An Amtrak train struck and killed someone half a mile from a New Hampshire train station Friday night. The death came 1 day after another Amtrak train struck and killed a track worker in Providence, Rhode Island. A spokeswoman said that the unidentified person was killed by the Vermonter train just after 7 p.m. near the Claremont station near the Vermont state line. None of the 68 passengers on the train were injured, and the passengers were bused to their final destinations as authorities investigated the accident.
And here's a look at what's going on all around your world.
Senator John McCain arrived in Baghdad on Sunday, according to the U.S. Embassy. This is the senator's first trip to the country since becoming the presumed Republican candidate for president. McCain traveled with South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham and Independent Connecticut Senator Joseph Lieberman. The visit was unannounced due to security reasons, but McCain's office did hint that he intended to travel there. All three senators are members of the Armed Services Committee. McCain said that all members of the committee should visit Iraq to get a first-hand glimpse of the situation. The senators are slated to meet with top U.S. military commander General David Petraeus, the U.S. ambassador to Iraq Ryan Crocker, and Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki.
Archaeologists have discovered the ruins of an ancient Incan temple, roadway, and irrigation systems at a farmed fortress overlooking the capital of Cuzco, according to officials involved with the dig. The temple on the periphery of the Sacsayhuaman fortress cast added light on the pre-Inca cultures of Peru, showing that the site had religious as well as military aims, according to researchers. It includes 11 rooms thought to have held mummies and idols. Lead archaeologist Oscar Rodriguez told the Associated Press.
The Oswego State University was in mourning this weekend after the passing of a freshman student. 18-year-old Craig Scheisser from Westbury, Long Island, passed away early Friday morning after succumbing to a case of meningitis. The college's Mary Walker Health Center was open all weekend, offering counseling and preventative vaccines to all those who may have come in contact with the victim. Since the news broke on Friday, Walker Health Center has reportedly screened 280 people to evaluate their possible exposure. The health center dispensed a total of 180 of the preventative antibiotic as of 2 p.m. Sunday. Members of the campus community who experienced flu-like symptoms that developed to include stiff neck, headache, mental confusion, and red or purple rash are asked to seek medical treatment at Walker Health Center or the Oswego Hospital Emergency Room. The disease can be spread by contact with contaminated saliva. Scheisser resided in the Oneida Residence Hall. Arrangements for the wake and funeral can be found on the victim's Facebook profile.
Horton Hears a Hit. Family audiences boosted the 20th Century Fox's animated tale, Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who, to a $45.1 million debut, the best opening so far this year, according to studio estimates Sunday. The movie features voices of Jim Carrey and Steve Carell in an adaptation of the beloved storybook about an elephant defending a microscopic community.
Some of today's hottest new gadgets are making their way into the homes of millions of Americans with some unwanted extras. From iPods to navigation systems, many of these new gadgets come pre-installed with viruses that steal passwords and allow hackers access to your computers. Viruses are no longer excluded to suspicious email attachments and internet porn. In recent cases reviewed by the Associated Press, it was discovered that viruses are included on Apple iPods, digital picture frames, and TomTom navigation devices. It is said that Chinese factories are the source in most cases. Authorities say the problem seems to come from lax quality control in the factories and not saboteurs.
Far from being heavy and clumsy, pregnant women are often fascinating, beautiful, and serene, according to the artistic director of the British Ballet Company. And to prove it, Ballet Lawrence is recruiting 12 pregnant women to star in a dance production along 6 professional ballet dancers. Next, Eternal will be performed in the northern English city of Newcastle in May, and offering the 12 women who get the spots, quote, a chance to share with the audience the beauty of what it means to carry the life of another within you, end quote.
Well, are you guys heading anywhere exotic for spring break?
London.
London, wow.
I'm excited.
Thanks for joining us on WTOP 10 News Tonight. For Kayla Valvo and the rest of the WTOP 10 News team, wishing you a pleasant spring break, I'm Deshaun St. Mark. Good night, Oswego.